So, you guys, I wanted to discuss why I titled this live "The Trauma of the Black Girl." I want to discuss some discoveries that I have made as of recently, and I just got my lashes done, so my eyes are like really, really red and really irritated. But before I go to bed, I wanted to discuss exactly what the title says. And I'm going to start this off with saying that Black women are traumatized from the moment they hit the ground. And I put it together like this because my brain, my psychology brain, right? I went to school for psychology originally when I went to college. And when I think about it, I said, I wonder if other people visualize it and think about it this way. So, if there is a Black young lady, most people around her, they just say, go to school, get your education, go to school, get your education, right? But little do they know, you're setting them up for failure to be preyed upon. And why I say that is because of this, right? A big monumental part of a woman's life is when they get older and they get to make their own decisions, when they're dating, when they're having interpersonal relationships with other people. They don't have the emotional intelligence instilled in them. They didn't have any practice of how to have that thing going, you know? And once they get older and it's time for them to start their lives, they are stunted. They are very, very, very behind, more than the average person should be. And I noticed that it was cultural. For example, if there's a young Black lady and people keep telling her, go to school, get your education, date them books, right? Let's say she does become successful. She does finish that college degree. She does become what her family is pushing her up to be. And then she goes and marries and dates a bum, and he ruins all that progress that she has made. Here's the thing. She's not equipped to handle real life yet. She's not equipped to handle those interpersonal relationships, to know what to look for, to know how to protect herself. So I'm telling this to people. So if you have a young Black child, ethnic child, if you have a young Black child, you know what to look out for both the men and the women aspect. And ignore my eye. I just got my lashes done today. It burnt the shit out of my eye. But I'm saying, if there's a young Black woman and you're encouraging her to go to school and date them books, if there's a young man who approaches her and sees her and says, oh, you look good, you whatever, right? He can talk her out of her drawers easily. She will know no difference because she's never experienced that before. Excuse me, especially when there's other trauma in the household, whether that be abuse. And I think it is abusive to instill in your child, go to school, do what I want you to do. They don't have a life. They're not getting to experience or live. I do think that people should let their children date when it's a reasonable age, 16, 15, stuff like that, right? If they have little puppy love or whatever in school, meet the parents, get on the same page. Let them experience males their own age, because when they get older, those same boys that they don't get to meet or get to talk to, they will surpass them. They are forced to be in school, to be successful, to do all the things. They will do them. And when they surpass all the people that are within their age group and within this range, mentally, they're still that kid. They're stuck at that age. They have not progressed past that. But in the rest of their lives, they are functioning adults. People look at them as adults, and they don't have a clue how it's supposed to work or what it's supposed to be like, which makes them more available for abuse and to be preyed upon by people who look for people who are green. It's people out there in the world who look for people that are green so they can prey upon them and use it to their advantage. And if you don't believe me, I'll give you an example. If there is somebody that you know that got all the J's in school, they got some nice shit, they got all the video games, whatever, and they just sharing with everybody, they don't have no discernment, they just let everybody borrow it, one motherfucker is gonna steal it. You know why? They're looking for somebody that is green. They're looking for somebody who is naive, who still believes that somebody gonna give it back. They believe in their heart of hearts, oh, they gonna get my shit back, they ain't gonna steal it. We all know that's not true. It's a difference from telling your children to be, to be successful, to pursue their dreams, to do the things that they should do to be functioning members of society. But the way that we fail young black women is when we don't recognize that, yes, if they are dating men, you need to have some type of aptitude to deal with a man. If you're dating women, you need some type of aptitude, emotional maturity to deal with people, to have interpersonal relationships. And people are very, very immature when it comes to interpersonal relationships. If you have a young black child, you need to work on interpersonal relationships, which is peers. They need to have relationships with their peers. Stop looking at everything as inappropriate, or, black people, my mama didn't do it, my granny ain't do it, you ain't doing it. That is the wrong way to go about it. You're sending these kids out into the world as juicy, delicious sheep. If you really want to protect your child, you need to get them prepared for the real fucking world. I'm here to tell you, the real world is not nice. As one of those people who had to go through that, I bumped my head a lot. I left home at 16. I went to the army at 16. I bumped my head a lot. And I have my own children now. And they are free as birds. Yes, we are corrective. Yes, we are loving. But my children are free as birds. And let me go into another topic. Exalting authority figures with no boundaries. I'm going to say that again. Exalting authority figures to positions they are not worthy of with no boundaries. For example, if your child is being abused in your household, and they grew up in a household like what I lived in, right? A child is to be seen and not heard. Shut the fuck up. You do what I tell you to do. Is yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, right? Let's say the child is brought up in that type of environment. So that leaves them as prey to any authority figure, whether that be a football coach, a cheerleading coach, a grown adult man, a grown adult woman. Do you think for a second that child that was brought up that way is going to be able to come tell you somebody did something to them? That's an authority figure. Think about that for a second. People are saying, yeah, my kids, my grandkids, they're going to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They're going to be raised the way I was raised. They're going to do what I was taught to do. I don't raise my children that way, because that's exactly what happened to me. When you make children think they should exalt people that are elders or of authority as if they are free and clear and have all their shit figured out, and if they do something to them, they have a bond with that idea that I should respect authority figures. And if that authority figure misuses them and abuses them, they will not tell you. I'm here to tell you, as a child it happened to. They will have no way to tell you that, because they will see it as disrespect. I was brought up in that household where lie was a bad word. Where you had to say telling a story or fibbing. You didn't talk to adults a certain way. You weren't able to say certain shit to adults. When people say, oh, why you didn't tell nobody? I lived in a dictatorship. What was I supposed to say? I was supposed to say an adult did something? That's breaking the cardinal rule to how children are brought up in the Deep South. I came up in Louisiana. Do you think I could have told an adult that something was happening to me by another adult? Think about that before you instill these old ways into your children. Please be mindful of that with your children. And when I talk about people who were stunted as children, in psychology we learned the term arrested development. Arrested development is like this. For example, if I'm 9 years old and I'm hit by a car, I will never be that 9-year-old that was not hit by the car before it happened to me. Mentally, I am that 9-year-old that got hit by that car, right? That's arrested development. And most of the time, people don't realize that they're mentally stuck in a very painful place in their lives. They just take it out and spew it all on other people, whoever they meet throughout their lives. That's why so many people have those issues going on. And I'm trying to get a message through to somebody. If somebody is watching, and for a fact, I'm telling the truth, please try to keep that in mind. When you see a child that has behavioral issues, they're not acting childlike, something may be going on. It's not always autism or mental issues or something like that. Something may be going on with that child, and they may live in a dictatorship where they have no safe adult to tell that to. They can't get help. And people think that because they throw their kids in church and beat their ass that they're doing a great job at parenting. That's not. No. Your child should feel comfortable with you to be able to come to you first if something is going on. And the reason they don't feel comfortable is because you didn't feel comfortable with your mom and your grandmother. You didn't feel comfortable with your caregivers. They broke your trust. So you don't value it when it comes to your child. I won't make that same mistake with my kids. I didn't have any safe adults when I was growing up. At all. I had to learn to reparent myself as I got older, which I shouldn't have had to do. But that's just what happened. I'm trying to raise awareness in people and talk about the stuff that people don't want to talk about. When you talk about the issues of the quote-unquote black woman and you hunker down on it and dismiss us and disrespect us in all those ways, you have to look beyond that. You have to look beyond and find some type of empathy for those people. Don't just dogpile on them because it's a trend and other people are doing it. Something may have happened to that woman. Something may have happened to her mother's mother. And that's all they know. That's all they see. And nobody was strong enough to say, baby, you need some help. And seriously, not on no funny shit, but say, you need some help. Because it seems like you're struggling. Nobody has that type of empathy for, the black woman, for sure. And most of the time when you have like a traumatic childhood, it pushes you to adultify yourself, maybe before you were supposed to. It pushes you to work, be present for people, be dependable, be all these things. And it's because nobody was that for you. That's what makes hyper independence. And when you look at the studies and you see what happens to the body after doing that repeatedly for years and years and years, it comes to a point where it starts to break your body down. It starts to affect your physical health. So if we're talking about health being wealth and we're talking about people being healthy, it starts here and here. A lot of the people who we have these types of things going on with, and we can see it happening to them, a lot of our big mamas that got heart conditions and all that, they have a lot of trauma and grief, and nobody gave a damn about them. Nobody cared about them. Nobody tried to help them. Or they were too stubborn and stuck in their ways to see it for themselves because they have been in hyper overdrive for so long. They've never had peace and never been able to rest and never had any solace. Imagine if that person is your mother. Imagine if that person is your grandmother that just gives to people and never gets anything back. Do you think they'd be a nice person, a sweet person, an understanding person? You have to get that first to be able to give it to people. Because anything after that is just attempts. You can attempt to give that to somebody, but more than likely you will not be successful. Because if you've only been given a hammer, what else can you do besides hammer everything? And people say that black women are aggressive and we're all these things. What point have we been, what thing has happened in life where we've been given a chance to not go that route? And I'm not blaming people. I'm saying when you're going into this, think about that. Think about other people. Think about having some type of empathy. If you lack empathy, that is literally the definition of being a psychopath. People who lack empathy for others. Not sympathy, not feeling bad for you. Empathy, as in I understand that's difficult for you. I understand that's a place of difficulty for you. That's what empathy is. It's not getting online and bashing the woman, bashing your mother, bashing her relationships. That's not what empathy is. That's not what understanding is. You don't bash an amputee for not having, a leg. That's not empathy. And the people who do it the most, I know I'm going to lose a lot of people when I say this. The people who do that the most judgmental people I've ever seen are people who are religious. Now, here's my thing. I think that religion should be private and personal. I think that is a private, personal relationship between you and whomever you believe in. And I'm respectful to whatever people believe in. I don't have a preference, right? I am self-guided. And I had to earn and learn that ability to be self-guided in myself and know what's wrong and what feels good and what feels bad to me. But I noticed that a lot of people that just follow because they've been drugged to church their whole lives since they were kids, they don't even know why they're going anymore. Most people who quote the Bible have never read it. They just look up something online that sounds biblical and throw it in somebody's face. We all know that one motherfucker who quote the Bible all day long and ain't living it. Obviously you didn't read it because you breaking everything in that bitch. Let's be for real. When I talk about that, people get real angry. People get really angry about that. And that's fine. You can feel how you want to feel, but you know I'm telling the truth. I don't understand when people use stuff to oppress people. And it's not supposed to be used that way. It's not. You don't use a shovel as a paintbrush. It's a fucking shovel. Okay? If you are religious, don't bring that into chastising somebody. That's not what it's for either. That's not what it's for either. If you're going to chastise somebody for a behavior that you think is risky or unbecoming of a person, please, for the life of you, don't drag God or Jesus in it. I never understood that. And what authority do you have to throw that in people's face? Who died and made you king of morals? You the moral king now because you read a book or two in the Bible because you've been to church all your life for no reason? You don't even like church. You don't even like church. You don't even read your Bible at home. Why are you throwing it in other people's faces? Make it make sense. Why do people use God as... And I'm not even religious and I'm saying this. I don't like it. I don't like that people use religion to come down on somebody else. And here's my other thing I have to say. As far as parents of people who are a part of the LGBT community, and you misuse your child and mistreat your child because they're different. Because if you go back in time, you can see that people have disowned their children and mistreated their children for less. Because they were darker than the rest of the family, because they had speech impediments, because they were special needs, because of all these things, they cast their own children aside. But that would never, ever, ever be me. I would never fail my child like that. I can't imagine somebody being so cruel and so heartless to their own child. If there is a book in existence that says your child shouldn't exist because they like other people of the same gender, the same whatever they like. They be fucking pans, right? They be fucking pans. They pansexual. Or whatever they into these days, right? I'm trying to keep this robe together so nobody don't see nothing they ain't supposed to see. But I'm just saying, what do you look like as a kid to go and say, yeah, fuck my kid? Yeah, they said fuck them, fuck my kid. They don't like dicks. That ain't weird to you. That ain't fucked up to you. You just buy a car and abandon that bitch because it ran out of gas? You serious? That's crazy to me. I would never understand those people that just abandon their kids because they gay. That's so evil. You know how many homeless teenagers are homeless because their parents like put them out because they gay? Or because they assume they are gay? Because they not doing shit they want them to do. And don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about disrespect or being like dangerous and breaking shit and fucking up the house. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about strictly because your child is like somebody of the opposite sex. And people who throw the Bible in their face, I'm going to circle that shit back. People who throw the Bible in their face, you better hope like hell you do everything that fucking book say. You better hope like hell. People always forget. When they try to throw the Bible in people's face, for every verse that you read, it's another one saying, motherfucker, you better not do it too. It say, children, honor your parents. And Parents don't provoke them. What happened to that part? You being a hypocrite. Turn the page. The shit gonna say, and don't be a motherfucking hypocrite. Who died and made you king of the Bible? Who died and made you king, motherfucker? That shit blows me. I can't stand a motherfucker to try to use the Bible. And people who do that shit, this what else bothers me. You talking about people need to live by the Bible and do all this shit. Bitch, you still wearing purple and bangles and shit. Let's talk about that. You dress like a gypsy. Now what? Now what? Guess we both gonna fry. Let's not pick and choose what the fuck we want to go about, since you damning people to hell. Because last time I checked, you ain't got no motherfucking crown of thorns on your head. People really need to step into reality. Honestly. And think about the fact that you have a brain for a reason. You have common sense for a reason. Use it. Use your common sense. And if you don't got it, bitch, go get it. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of people condoning stupid, fucked up shit and just rolling with it and letting it fly. Start getting on their motherfucking ass. Start getting on their ass. You part of the problem. You part of the problem. Motherfucker throw their kid out. They deserved it. Bitch, that's a kid. That's a baby. That's their baby. You just as dumb as them for letting them do it. The fuck be wrong with people? That shit blows me, man. That shit really blows me. Or people who throw out their kid because they pregnant. So, your child didn't have the support and didn't have your care and didn't have the comfort with you to come to you first before they made that decision. You wasn't open-hearted enough or empathetic enough with that child to speak with them, to have a relationship with them. And then they go out and they make a mistake because that's too early, right? They wouldn't have picked to do that, right? So they go out and they get pregnant and they have a child at their most vulnerable point of their life, when they need you the fucking most. You throw them out on their ear? I do think eugenics is bad, right? But some motherfuckers shouldn't have kids. Some of you motherfuckers don't need kids. Some of you motherfuckers need to be stomped the fuck out. Some of you bitches need to be stomped the fuck out. Honestly, I'm dead ass. Y'all are evil. You are evil. There will never be a point in my child's life or any of my children's life where if they make a mistake, I abandon them. My child can't like enough dick for me to say, fuck you. Fuck out. The fuck out of here. Why the fuck do I care what they doing in the bedroom anyway? Why do you care? Are you fucking them? Why do you care? Now, it's a difference from saying, baby, make sure you're safe. Make sure you got your shit. Make sure you glove up. Make sure you do your thing, right? Be safe. Have these conversations with these kids. Nothing's wrong with that. But ain't nobody tell you to be finger wagging and being judgy, bitch. Half of the motherfuckers that's doing that, you 30 and the baby 15. What are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? People got so much to say about so many other people and you so old, holier than thou. Let a motherfucker go through what the fuck you really been doing. Let somebody dig in your past, bitch. You couldn't take it. People stay dishing out shit they cannot fucking take. Especially family members, especially parents, grandmothers, church people. Who the fuck are you? Jesus ain't even do that. Jesus was talking to hoes. Jesus was out there with the gamblers, with the motherfuckers y'all wouldn't fuck with. Y'all would have killed Jesus today. You would have killed him today. You would have killed him again. Keep it 100. Y'all are hypocrites. You're a hypocrite. And I don't like that shit. And somebody needs to tell you. Somebody needs to tell you. I'm the motherfucker that's gonna tell you. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't like the shit. Stop letting that shit happen in front of you, man. Now you want to go back and talk about you gonna give to the homeless kids and do all that. You knew the parents was up there mistreating them before they got kicked out. Where were you at? When the kids was being abused and you seen the shit and you heard the shit, where were you at? What did you do to help? What did you do? And people talking about all that shit like only God can judge, only God can judge. No, motherfucker. That's why you can't sleep at night. That's why you can't rest at night. You know you did some fucked up shit and you ain't do nothing to help. If I ever did some shit like that, bitch, I would be at every fucking homeless shelter, helping all the motherfucking kids, taking all the babies in. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. You motherfuckers are cruel and heartless. You are. And then you get on your fucking soapboxes with your moral head held high and tell everybody what the fuck they should do. Start with you. Start with you, motherfucker. I learned this in psychology. There are 2 different ways you can be when you pass the age of 50, right? You can be happy, feel like you lived your life, and you could give game to other people coming up, right? You could tell somebody young, baby, don't do that. I did that. The shit wasn't shit. The shit was trash. Don't do that, right? You could be one of them old people, or you could be the other motherfucker, miserable, and can't live with themselves because they done fucked up so much. You don't want to be that motherfucker. And here's the thing. People who end up like that, for some reason, them motherfuckers can't die, can they? It's some shit worse than death. It's some shit worse than death. I can promise you that. One thing about that karma, one thing about that get back, bitch, it don't miss. It don't miss. I feel like I'm talking to somebody right now, and you need to hear it. Do what's right, because you know what the fuck is right. You know what's right. People know how to treat people. And you could keep fucking up and keep doing that shit over and over and over again. You're going to be one of them miserable motherfuckers by yourself and can't die. Bitch, you're going to lose both of your legs. They're going to give you 2 wooden ones. You're going to wish they let your ass rot. And they won't. They will not. Get that shit together before it's too late. If you did something to somebody, make it right while both of y'all asses still point toward the ground. Because when karma get in that ass, you're going to wish you had done it. What comes around, goes around. You're going to wish you would have made it right. I've seen it too many times. I've seen it way too many times. Baby, this is my life. You don't control me. What I just said about hypocrites. What I just said about people trying to tell people what to do. You on the wrong bitch live with that. I'm not sugarcoating shit for nobody. This is the real funky truth. This the fucking truth. And you probably feel some type of way because I'm probably talking about you. Okay? Don't get in here talking about no Proverbs. I done told you. You better hope you doing everything that fucking Bible say before you quote me anything out that bitch. Most people who tell you shit from the Bible ain't even read the bitch from front to the back. Be for real. Pastors use tablets. You ain't read that whole book. You ain't read that whole book. Don't get in my life with that. Hold on. You talking about some double chin. Bitch, you look like Meghan Trainor before she lost the weight. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. You look like you ate Meghan Trainor before she lost the weight. Girl, bye. Don't come for me. I'll find your Facebook and get on your grandma ass. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You need to read some part of it. You need to read that bitch. So people go to school. People go to collegiate programs. And you're going to tell me right now that people can only finish half of the course. You can call yourself a doctor when you only did 2 years of school? No, you need to know what the fuck you're talking about. You can't just read one part of the Bible and say, know it all. Because you fucking don't. That's what I'm talking about. Hypocritical ass people. You do it first. You can't tell me shit if you ain't do it first. I don't want to be like nobody who ain't already there. You can't tell me shit if you ain't did it first. And bitch, you better be Jesus. You better be walking on motherfucking water. Who said I had a psychology degree? Your mama sound worldly with no decorum. And you blocked, bitch. Buttery teeth ass. Fuck out of here. Don't tell me what the fuck to say on my live. Get on your own live and say that. Ain't nobody say shit about no doctrine. The topic is trauma of the black woman. Trauma of the black girl. That was the original topic. And it had a whole lot of subtopics, right? Don't tell me what I do or don't know about the Lord. Because I don't know what Lord you praising. And you damn sure don't know what one I'm praising. Okay? Because if I was a witch, I would have had a frog get up and bite your ass. Get the fuck off my live.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, baby. Hold on. You don't need to be in here while Mommy's saying these bad words, okay? But anyways. Yeah, you gotta go. Talking about trauma is about unforgiveness. You don't know what you're talking about. Go sit down, baby. That's what I'm saying. And people don't like the messenger. So they want to crap all over you. Or people feel some type of way when you hit a nerve that's soft on them. You hit a soft nerve on them, now you mad. The basis of what I'm saying is when people mess over people, it causes a domino effect. Whatever trauma that happened to you from when you was a kid, when you were smaller, I'm going to stop saying bad words because my baby's over here. But I'm saying, excuse me, I get really passionate about stuff like that because people don't realize how big this stuff becomes for women and people later in life. Excuse me. And if you can help it, don't give kids trauma. Don't give, especially black girls, because I'm speaking from experience. Don't give them trauma because it's very hard to work through and it makes them targets for abuse later in the future. A lot of people that I know, and a lot of people y'all know, they can't catch a break. They go through so much stuff, they just can't catch a break. They keep running into bad people. People keep doing them any kind of way, over and over and over. And people call them stupid. People talk about them. People call them names. Now, I just got my lashes done today, so my eyes are all burnt up. So I'm going to get off of here in a bit. But I'm saying this last piece to make it make sense. The basis of what I was saying was people talk about them and dog them and throw dirt on them and all that. But nobody ever stopped to think. Maybe they went through something. Maybe somebody hurt that baby. That girl that got all them baby daddies. Maybe somebody did something to that baby. Maybe she was hurt some kind of way. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And have some empathy for these people instead of talking so bad about them. And what I was saying was people love to throw the Bible on them people. That's not what the Bible was about. It was about the people who was cast away. It was about the people who people didn't care about. The people who they didn't see value in. It was about those people. It wasn't for you to throw it in their face and make them feel bad. You know how many people are no longer here because somebody did that to them? When they were able to be vulnerable and share their traumas of what happened to them. Or they even acted out like younger people do, right? You act out a lot of your trauma that happened to you. You think people stop and tend to them? They don't. That's what I'm talking about. Rayleigh, go sit down, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And it's wrong. And if you sit back and know somebody is doing it, you're wrong. You're part of the problem too. And I also went into stuff that people don't like to talk about, right? When we're talking about people that are part of the LGBT community. Yes, I'm talking about that. People who are part of the LGBT community. Yes, I'm bringing it up because people want to act like they fucking invisible. I mean, freaking invisible. She's gone. But people want to act like they're invisible and they aren't. And no matter how much you wish them away, they're not invisible and they won't be. That's what I'm talking about. It's wrong. And I don't care what book you believe in. It's wrong. You ain't read no scripture that said treat them like dogs. You ain't read that. And you can believe what you want to believe. But if you can do something evil to somebody and go to sleep at night, that's beyond saving. That's beyond saving. And you're wrong. You can't use something that you read any place and use it to harm somebody. Especially if it's your own child, your own baby that came out of you. People who abandon their kids for stuff they did that you don't like. And again, I'm not talking about children who are disrespectful or any of those things. Even though I think there is a root cause to everything. It's a root cause to everything. It's a reason that child is... Children are born completely innocent. Children are born full of love. A parent could smack a baby in the head, that baby will still love you. And you know that's true. So at what point did the kids start misbehaving or acting a certain way? Something had to happen. Whether their trust was broken by a caregiver, they were abused, they were misused, they've been bullied. Something is happening. And as a caregiver, as a parent, you should not do that to your own kid. I said earlier, there will never be a time where my child can do something. Good night, girl. There will never be a time where my child can do something like be gay. And somebody say, yeah, fuck them because they gay. And I say, yeah, fuck my baby. You sound crazy as hell. You sound insane. There will never... People talk about loyalty and all this BS that people talk about and want to hoot and holler. And you do that to your own kid. You do that to your own family. What was their crime besides liking what they like? What was their crime to you? Nobody has an answer for that. Nobody. And I don't like that. And I'm so passionate about it. Because the trauma that people leave on other people, it takes years and years. Some people don't ever get over that. Some people are never the same again. You just ruined these people's, like, whatever period of their lives. And you just went on about your business. That was another Tuesday. You didn't care. And I'm hoping that it's some people in here that are listening and it strikes you in the right place. And you make that right. You never know what can happen in your life. You never ever know. And even when I was Christian and my grandmother, she would always say, you better pray about that thing. Don't go to sleep if it ain't right. Don't go to sleep and you feel some type of way. Don't go to sleep mad. Don't go to sleep after you done something to somebody and you don't apologize. Man, when I got older and I almost lost my life a couple times, I've been an apologizing ass bitch. You hear me? I've been an apologizing, humble ass person. I don't give a fuck if I gotta call your number out the phone, but I'm gonna find it and apologize to you. I don't care if I gotta reach out to you through Instagram, through Facebook, whatever. I'm sorry. Truly. I did some fucked up shit and I'm sorry. It's just that small. You don't know how big that could be for somebody. That could be a turning point for somebody. Just a simple sorry. You know how many lives could have been saved? How much shit could have been... Somebody could have had some passion. Well, the bitch was fucked up, but at least she said sorry. So shit, I can move on a little bit. If the bitch was on fire, I might throw some water on her or something. You never know. You never know. And people just walk around with that type of hate on their heart. You bumping random strangers. You don't even say excuse me. Even that's low. That's low. How hard is it to say sorry, excuse me? People really need to bring back empathy. The lack of empathy makes you a psychopath. And if you're a psychopath, you need to get on them people pills and talk to the lady. But if you ain't, you need to get your shit together. Get your shit together. Everybody is human. And everybody, depending on what they do, right? If they ain't did shit to you, deserves a crumb of respect. A crumb. Some form of decency. Some form of respect. We have so many problems in the world already. We don't need to just give it out for free to everybody else. We don't. Nobody needs that. Everybody at the end of the day want to go back home safe to their family with no extra trauma or stress than they left the fucking house with. What's wrong with that? I really want us to be better people, man. I do. Me included. If it's something I need to do to be a better person, I will do it. I am not too big of nobody to do that or say that. I seriously want people to be better. And you can't say that you're a good person if you're for the suppression of some other group or some other person. Now that's what we got it twisted. That's what we got it fucked up, and I need you to step to the front. I need you to stand right here. You're wrong. And this really fell on my heart today because I was making my YouTube video and I was going to talk about stuff I didn't like. And it really struck me in the heart because my mama called me before I could make the video. And we were talking. And this came up because I was telling my mom, like, all the traumas that, you know, when you get older and you get to talk with your people and they tell you some of the horrible shit they done lived through. And you can already tell. You can already tell they're stunted. Like, by the way they act, by the certain shit that they say, that they was hurt. Somebody hurt them really, really bad at some point. And normally it's in childhood. For example, like you hear black people sometimes talk about abuse or poverty. That stuff fucks with you. That stuff fucks with you up here. It really does. And you can tell, people can tell. And most of the people who are going through that, they don't know. They are so deep in their fight or flight and just trying to survive, just trying to live and make it. They don't know. Now, what you look like with somebody already having this issue and you come and shit on them? Why make it worse? Exactly. It all starts at home. It really does. But why make it worse? Wouldn't it make such a difference if you was going through it and you having the worst fucking day ever and somebody just come and be kind to you? That shit makes your day. That shit makes it so much better. It does. And it's free. It's free. I don't like how much hate we have going around. People got that shit for free. It must be a hate tree. Motherfuckers is plucking shit off of it and just giving it to everybody. Blowing that shit around like pollen. Don't nobody want that stank ass vibe you blowing around. That makes people uncomfortable. You're weird. Nobody want to tell you you're weird. I'm gonna tell you. You make people uncomfortable. You do. It's like being suffocated. Don't nobody want to be around that. And I'm not just reserving it for young people. I'm talking about the matriarch of your family that you don't want to tell. She be bugging. I'm talking about granny that make them good ass pies. She be bugging. She still call people bulldaggers. And you know I ain't lying. They calling people it and shit. Calling special needs people the R word. And everybody sitting around like ain't shit happening. It's a problem. And she just hating motherfuckers that ain't even there. You see some shit on the news, you got a whole hour worth of bullshit you want to talk about somebody. That's not normal. And when I see people who do that, I low-key be like, okay, were you ever gay and they try to pray it away or something? Honestly, it make me look at you different. I'm judging. I'm analyzing. What's tea, granny? Was you dating a bitch and the family found out? What happened? What is it? Because it was never that serious. Honestly. Here's my other thing. If somebody wants to live their life a certain way, let them. How is it hurting you? How is it hurting you? Okay. Here's my most controversial opinion. Now, I do think people should live their own lives. I do. Live your motherfucking life, bitch. Because can't nobody live it for you. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Whatever your heart desires. Bitch, if you want to wear green all your life, wear it, bitch. Dye your eyeballs green if you want to. They got tattoos for it. But there's a such thing as taking it too far. There's a such thing as being too extreme. Now, all my babies who I just, went hard for, I'm going to give you the other side. That motherfuckers want you to know. And I'm telling you with love, right? I'm telling you with love. For example, if somebody loved the color orange, Target, girl, I got the matching shirt and everything. So, if somebody loved the color orange, they dye their hair orange, you like, alright, that shit kind of loud, but alright, I'll fuck with it. And then they color their teeth orange, and you like, and then they paint their truck orange, and then all their shoes become orange, and then all the food they eat, they dye orange. You gonna be like, wait a minute, motherfucker. Okay, now, what's going on? Right? It's a such thing as I love this shit versus I'm going too far. Now that I see as overcompensation for something. I see it as overcompensation, right? It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be trans. It's okay to be all that. But when you taking it too far, it also makes people uncomfortable. It's a difference, right? When we see somebody be classy. Y'all remember how music used to be back in the day when the man say, I want to be your candy liquor? It wasn't too nasty, but it was like teetering, right? It was like teetering. Now, let's get to the stuff that people don't like, right? For example, if somebody get on here talking about wet ass pussy, that's too far. You took it too, like you could have said something else. You took it too far. You could have even said nookie, right? Cookie. You could have said something else. That's how it feels when people take it too far. You can give cute, you can give what you want to give. But taking it too far is a problem. And that's why some people get the hate. Now, I know people going to come and say, I don't give a fuck. I do whatever I want to do. I walk around with the thong on up my ass, wrap around my neck if I wanted to. And you could. But you making it hard for the other bitches that want to wear little booty shorts. Is all I'm saying. If you a 6'8" man and you want to wear booty shorts and heels as high as heaven, you can do that. Right? But the people who take it too far is fucking it up for you. Is what I'm saying. So if you don't think that people on the outside can say, hey boo, that's a little much, and you don't take it as hate, then you need to start policing yourself on the inside. What happened to like the big, like the big sisters and the big brothers and shit that was a part of the LGBT community that would help the youngins that's coming up? We need to bring that back too. This goes back into empathy and compassion for people. Would you let your friend girl go out and she look crazy? That's what that is. Policing somebody don't come from a bad place. I want my bitch to look good. I don't want nobody talking about her. I don't want to be starting shit with nobody. That's how it should be. Because, again, it's a difference if you on the beach in Cairns and you butt ass naked. That's different. You doing it in Boston, but you got a problem. Don't nobody want to see your hairy ass cheeks all the time. Reserve that for your house and for your man. That's all I'm saying. The shit is weird. We know what booties look like. We know what titties look like. We know what all that look like. We don't need to see it all the time. We don't. Somebody need to tell people it's too far. It's too much. And no, I'm not hating on you. You look good, bitch. You look good. But I don't need to see it all the time. I don't need to be flashed all the time. Motherfucker, this ain't no strip club. Even the strippers don't even want to be like that all the time. It's weird. I'm telling you with love. I'm your cousin. I love you. It's weird. It is. Now, okay, here's my other hot topic. Back on my Bible, people, right? You love your Lord. We know it. We know it, Miss Mabel. Somebody got to be real and say it. We know you love your Lord, and we know you sanctified and you saved, baby. We know, right? You don't got to push it down everybody's throat. It makes us uncomfortable. It makes me feel like you're a robot. If I'm keeping it a beam, it makes me feel like you're a robot. And it's to a point where I feel like it's performative. And I don't like it. And people don't like it. You praying over each piece of shredded cheese is not normal. I'm telling you, it's not normal. It's not. You're overcompensating and you're doing way too much. It's too much. It's two Popeyes biscuits with no drink. It's too much. We don't like it. Everything don't gotta be. Oh, I'm glad you do. I'm on my soapbox right now. Everything don't have to be extreme. It's okay to love what you love. But when you take it too far, it's too much. Too much of anything is bad. It's too much. And here's the thing, right? If you are religious and you spend all your time doing that religion, you spend all your time, even people who are Muslim, they pray a certain amount of times a day. Everything is not Muslim. It's not. Nothing should be consuming your whole life. At what point do you get to live and, enjoy your life that you were given? If you think it's so sacred, live it. You're telling everybody how sacred it is. Actually live it and enjoy it. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Your life wasn't given to somebody else. It was given to you. For you to make your own choices. Imagine this. Imagine you perish. You're no longer here. And you think about all the time that you had on earth. And you have to go answer to somebody. Right? About what you did with your time here. And they say, all that time I gave you, what did you do? Did you look at the beautiful trees? Did you spend time with your beautiful family? Did you drive that beautiful car that you was able to get? No, I prayed all day. I was just praying like hell. It doesn't make sense. I do not think that we're here to enslave ourselves with anything. It feels unnatural. People already say it feels unnatural when you do it at work or at school. It makes you crazy because it's unnatural. So why would you do that with anything in your life? It's not good for us. It's not good for you. And it makes us all uncomfortable. I'm just telling you the truth. You don't have to care. You don't have to. I'm telling you what people don't have the balls to tell you. Okay? It's not that deep. And also, for my Bible thumpers that think that you can pretend your way into heaven and condemn everybody else to hell, I'm here to let you know, it's not working. It's not working. If you believe there is a creator that is all-knowing and all-powerful and all these things, you think he don't know when you faking and playing around? Are you really a good person, or are you doing it because you believe you gonna get into heaven? People literally say that shit. I'm doing it so I can get to heaven. So I can get to heaven. Well, bitch, you gonna slam that door in your motherfucking face. You ain't even do that out of the passion of your heart. The same way we clown people that record homeless people and record people without homes, people without stuff. You recording all of them people's fucking face. That's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. You're bugging. It's performative. And you ain't good at it. You reading your lines all hard. Then he stepped in the room. You look crazy. You look crazy as fuck. Hey, you look crazy. Now, for my worst one yet. And I believe this is going to be my opinion that gets me canceled. But I got to say it. I got to say it. It's worse than religion. I got to say it. I know I'm stepping in some deep doo-doo. I know it. But here's the thing. I think that people who transition from male to female are misogynistic. You're misogynistic and you're part of the patriarchy. And I'm going to tell you how. Here's how. Let's say, for example, you have lived most of your natural life as a male, right? You've gone through life. and you understand what it feels like to not be walking down the street in the middle of the night thinking somebody gonna come snatch you off that motherfucker. You don't have the fear that you gonna go have a baby and lose your life, or that you gonna go to the doctor with some illness and they gonna ignore you. You don't have the fear that you're gonna be the boss of a company, and because you're a woman, people gonna say, bitch, shut the fuck up, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Fuck that bitch. You don't have that fear or that feeling that whatever your work is that you do, motherfuckers ain't even gonna pay you for that shit. The same way they'll pay a man. You'll be a boss and be running your business and motherfucker come call you a bitch. You don't know that demeaning, small feeling that they put up on us that we live with constantly. You don't know the feeling of when you start your period and you know forever you're gonna have to pay for this shit. Some shit you ain't even asked for. But I gotta pay for these pads. I gotta pay for this shit. You don't know that feeling. You ain't lived that life. And then women create safe spaces for themselves. We create safe spaces away from all that bullshit. But we have other people that understand us. And then guess what your ass do? You come right over there. I'm a woman too. Here's the thing. It's full of hate, for number one. Read the room. Read the room. It's disrespectful. It's the equivalent of you coming to say, girl, your period ain't that bad, knowing you never had one in your mother freaking life. That's what it feels like to us. We're not being transphobic when we say that shit hurts us. And it's not okay and it's not cool. It's not. You doing the same shit. And then not only are we already saying, hey, they treat us like shit, man. They treat us like shit. And then you come in and say, girl, no, they don't. You come right over here with us. You come in the hen house with your fox fur hanging out. How dare you? It's hurtful. And it feels like you're not an ally. That's what it feels like. And then when we call you out on it and anybody say any motherfucking thing, they can say, bitch, your polish ugly. Or you transphobic, you ugly bitch. You just mad because I was fucking your man. No. If he was gay and attracted to men, he was already going to be gay and attracted to men, whether you got some titties or some booty or not, babe. Sorry. I'm just saying. When people make drastic changes like that, I really don't think it has anything to do with what they like or what they want to look like. Stay with me. Stay with me. I know y'all mad. I'm saying I think it has more to do with how they're treated, and they don't like the way people treat them. So whether you had 4 or 5 titties on, it wouldn't help you with that feeling. That's all something you have to tackle within you. Now, I'm not judging you. If you want to be a bad bitch and you want to do what you want to do your shit. Pop it. But I'm just saying, it don't look like what you're going for to other people. Especially to women, it feels hurtful and disrespectful. It feels like yet another man coming to oppress us some more. From the inside now. The motherfuckers on the outside fucking us over. And then you come right in. With your damn woman spy suit on. Getting intel. At the end of the day, if you have not lived as a woman, that's a totally different experience. I'm not talking about no periods, so don't come with that bull. I'm not talking about no periods or no childbirth, even though that's still huge for us. That's a huge thing for women, and you can't take it away. Even menopause, nobody's talking about that. A trans person who went from male to female will never experience menopause. I'm just saying. So you can't tell us what that's like. And there's so much other stuff that comes with it than just being in pain. It affects your emotions. It affects your sleep. It affects your whole damn body. Your whole body, your whole everything. And it's so disrespectful. That would be the same as you saying, damn, my back hurt. I'm like, bitch, no it don't. Shut the fuck up. No it don't. I'm a man. Yeah, I'm a man too. It's crazy. So, I said all that to say, we need to do better. Don't be the shit that you don't like to other motherfuckers because you don't care about them. Don't do that. It would be best if you just left them the fuck alone in the first place. How about that? How about sometimes we just shut the fuck up? Even me. Good night. Thank y'all for watching.